Yeah, you're working. Okay. It's good, bro. All right, man. I'm here if you need anything, okay? All right. Hey guys, good morning, welcome to the live session of Stocks Network Trading. My name is Dave, guys, my partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US30, sell, okay? I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please, secure.
Hey, guys. Hey guys, sorry about all that technical issues with this OBS. I hate computers, but we're gonna get started here in just a minute here. Hey guys, good morning, welcome to the live session of Stocks Never Trading. My name is Dave, guys, my partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US30, sell. Okay, I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. It's yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please secure.
Recording in progress.
Hey everyone, thank you for joining Stocks Never Trading. My name is Ron and my partner is Dave. Guys, I apologize. I had some technical issues with the computer. If you guys remember last night's call right at the end of our swing trading education last night, my computer crashed and froze right at the end, and it affected the OBS just now, and I couldn't get it to get going for the YouTube. So, and then the chat wasn't showing up. So finally we got it going, and hopefully everyone is good. Let me know if there's any issues that you guys are having, if there's anything with the audio. If you can't see anything, let me know. But hopefully everyone's on the same page, Zoom and on YouTube. And I'm gonna go a little faster now because we lost about 10-15 minutes here. So I kind of want to get caught up and just continue to move. So I hope everyone's having a great day. I hate computers. I hate technology. I love trading. I hate streaming. So that's just me personally. I hate all of this shit. I just want to trade candlesticks. I don't want to do all this bullshit that has to come with streaming. So I'm not a streamer. If you guys are streamers, God bless you guys, because it's not easy to do this shit. Sometimes when the computers go down, there's nothing you can do. So but when it comes to trading, you're in the right spot for trading at SST. So let's first thing is thanks for everyone who joined us on our live Tokyo session last night, where we were just focusing on swing trading. It was class 1. Tonight, we're going to continue with class 2. We're going to go to our charts that we marked up and talk about anything and see what's building. That's how a swing trade is developed. You got to continue to watch it and see what's happening. So thanks to everyone that joined. I hope everyone is continuing to learn trading, and not just what we're going to do now, intraday trading and scalping, but you're also interested in learning how to swing trade, because you can get the best of both worlds. And it was a great class, not just for swing trading as well, but we broke down all technical stuff. We really focused in on what to look for. So the same like what we're going to do today, we just did it on the higher time frame. So I hope you guys learned something last night. If you joined, and if you didn't, it's on YouTube, and it will be uploaded on our website, because later on it will get taken down from YouTube. So thanks for those who joined. Okay, this is gold right now, how it's moving. But first thing, let's just go into today's news really fast. So we had some news today. We had the ADP weekly employment change come out at 8:15 right prior to COMEX. We had the big 10 a.m. folder here, JOLTS job openings, good numbers and things like that. That does affect the US dollar. This was from September's data over here. You can see, because a lot of things have been postponed due to the government shutdown. Now they're starting to release numbers for job openings, labor turnover, and things like that. That's a pretty high number over here. We have the 10-year bond auction later today, just after 1 p.m. And President Trump speaks later tonight. So where is he speaking? Let's find out. He's at the due to speak at the Economy of Mount Airy Casino Resort. Okay, so he's at the casino, just like some of us traders. We love casinos, we love gambling. Hopefully we're not gambling, but Trump is at the casinos, okay? And that's our news today. Tomorrow, don't forget, is live FOMC. So if today you don't see the volume traditionally moving the way you want it to do, just you have to bear in mind that tomorrow is FOMC. So all markets can trade a little choppy today in a range, because everything is waiting tomorrow's FOMC announcement. Okay, so just understand that you got to be patient with your trading as well. So if we see nothing developing on our swing trading, we have to know that we're going into FOMC. We spoke about that last night. We had some earnings in the pre-market today. No big names to really be concerned about. After hours, there's a couple names. GameStop, if you guys are still in this. Cracker Barrel was in the news when they were changing their old school logo to something more modern. They got some whiplash on that, and then changed it back to the old logo. So I wouldn't be concerned. Cracker Barrel is not going to really move the markets. Microsoft right here is in the news. They are looking to invest more than $5 billion US in Canada over the next 2 years. So you can start to see what's going on with Canada and the US. There's a little war going on between these two countries, and now some investments are starting to come into Canada. So I'm following this news. I live in Canada. My neighbor is the United States. I love Americans, so, but you gotta still, as a trader or investor, you gotta follow the global politics. You got to follow your country's politics as well if you want to make money in these markets. So I follow both markets, and I love my Americans. I was just in Detroit for the football game on Thursday, and it was unbelievable there. The hospitality there, I love them. They treat me like I'm one of their own. So you can probably call me American too. I visit there almost a lot of my life. I've been in America. So that's in the news today. The job openings, the labor turnover. Oil holds biggest decline in 3 weeks with glut in focus. So oil is on radar, guys. Maybe we'll take a look at that later tonight as also a possible swing position. It's getting to some historic levels where it's getting to good discount buys, but the demand is just not there right now. But we can still position ourselves maybe and look for a nice swing trade. Okay, so I'm not going to spend too much time on this, guys. We sent out some signals today. This is in our indices section, so you can see there was long Nasdaq buys up 50 pips. Move stop loss to break even, starting to move right now. Hopefully maybe we can see it continue to push out and take 25,700 out of here. It's a nice like solid double bottom. Double bottom might have more volume to continue to move through here. So that is on Nasdaq, and also over here there was some you can see choppiness. Like this is horrible volume in here, but it eventually started to push down. Lower high, black volume engulfing lower highs, and then you get the redistribution. So markets are choppy today. They're tough, but you got to trade with proper risk management, just like we do on every single day. But you got to really take these days very serious on these choppy days. Okay, and there's a free Telegram pinned at the top of YouTube for everyone. So thank you guys for finally joining on YouTube. We got it going. Shout outs to all of you guys. Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. You get all of the links to all of our live sessions, trade recaps with Dave and the snipers in the SST Zoom room in New York, hitting some pips over there. So congrats to the team and Dave in New York doing their thing. And everything we do at SST is all available for you guys here. Our blogs, on NVIDIA, swing trading, market outlooks are all available for you guys. So this Telegram is pinned at the top of YouTube for you guys. If you're not in it, please get in it. And this is our website, guys. If you ever want to join the team, we have an extensive library of education with courses, webinars, boot camps, long form, everything, whatever it is. It's basically a self-taught. We're going to take this more into a curriculum in the new year and really want to take a dedicated team of traders that are going to put in the time, just like it's your full-time job. And we're really, really going to take the education to the next level with some of you guys that are interested in that new program. And it's going to concentrate a lot on stock and options. So we feel like we've done our job in Forex, and pretty much futures is the same thing, just changing the charts, but we want to take it to a whole different level for some of you guys. And I'm super excited. Dave is super excited, as some of you guys might be excited to actually now start learning and trading the actual stock markets and learn about option trading. And all of our live sessions are on our website, guys. So don't forget, after today, we're going to kick off with our second day of our live Tokyo swing trading later this evening. Okay. And then the free blogs are all available over here. There was a blog on NVIDIA. NVIDIA's in the news. They made some US news with China yesterday. They were up in the good news. So that helps for NVIDIA. Swing trading and all of these blogs are all available for you. I hope you guys are taking advantage of these blogs. I hope you guys are reading these. You know, they're quick reads, but they're pertaining to what is going on in the markets today. And Dave and I create these. So we don't just like do these from other, like we create these. So if you like what we do, our style of education, I would inform you to read some of these blogs, because it could dictate what we're doing in our live sessions. You know, like when I did the swing trading one, I wanted you guys to read it to get the mindset of a swing trader so that we can go into live and educate. So you guys have a little bit more insight as to what is going on. Okay. And every Sunday we're releasing a stock analysis. You're going to see all type of names here coming up. Next week is Apple. So you're going to learn these top names, because we're slowly going to start getting into stock and options, and I want you guys to get familiar with these stock security names, right? And finally, guys, thank you guys so much for hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. We're almost at 91,000, historic numbers for us at SST, and we're on our way to eventually hit that 100,000. Patience with discipline will get us there, whether it takes us 1 year, 10 years, we're going to get there. One subscriber per day is all we need. But thank you guys. We appreciate your support, and we give back to you guys. Okay, now let's get into it. Gold, I'm going to start the top-down analysis. Right now, this is how it's moving on the 5 minutes. I'm talking very fast, guys. I'm a barista. I have my own now coffee machine. I'm making espressos. I'm making cafe lattes. I'm making macchiatos. I'm making everything. If you guys need top tier quality coffee, I'm your man. I got now coffee beans coming in from Colombia. I got the hookup now, and I'm getting some serious coffee. So I'm wired right now. Tim Hortons ain't shit. Tim Hortons ain't got shit on me right now. Now when I go for a Tim Hortons coffee, I'm like, what the hell was I drinking? This is watered down shit I'm drinking over here. Now the coffee beans coming from South America are unbelievable. So shout outs to my Colombian farmers out there with these beans. My goodness, I don't know what you guys are putting in there, but one little shot is all I need. And I sleep 3 hours a night, and I'm wired. So get yourselves over the Christmas holidays a good espresso coffee machine. It will pay itself off in pips, and it's worth it. Stock Sniper coffee. Yes. Okay. Mike, I'm in Colombia on holiday. Good coffee. Yes. Enjoy the coffee there. It's unbelievable. Okay, guys. So let's start off by saying thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining. Sergio, welcome. Justin, thank you for joining. Guys, Justin, we'll go at 1:30. We were scheduled to go at 1 o'clock with Justin for a little one-on-one, but with the delay, Justin, let's do it after this call. So around 1:30, we'll kick it off. Okay. And what else we got going on? Alex, thank you for joining. Rob, Bridge, Mike, thank you for joining. Kira, good morning. Good afternoon, maybe. Good evening to you. SSDN, welcome, guys. And everyone on YouTube, shout outs to you guys. Thank you, guys. We wouldn't be able to do this without you guys as well. So we appreciate you guys. Justin, thank you again. Joka, welcome. Yusuf, thank you for joining, brother. I appreciate you. And Gerbovic, Igor, hopefully I said that right. And Sanity, thank you for joining, brother. And Remy, Oliver, thank you guys. Okay, so let's get into it. So I'm going to start with gold on the daily. So I'm going to do a quicker top-down analysis. Hopefully you guys are getting more familiar with what we do here. So if you join us on our calls daily, then you're going to start to get more familiar with what you do, what we're doing. I know if it's your first time here, it's overwhelming, but just take your time, guys. Just, just learn what we're doing instead of just, asking like, what are we doing? What are we? Just watch now. Just watch, and then maybe I'll answer a lot of your questions. So right there on gold on the daily, I'm identifying the all-time high. It's right there. Okay. So 4,380 in forex, 4,400 in futures, hit all-time high. Now what I'm doing from the all-time high is I'm finding a zone. I'm finding a zone where the sellers are. I'm finding a zone where resistance is. I'm finding a zone where supply is. I'm finding this red box. I found it. I've located it. Now I'm stretching it into the future. If it ever comes back in here, it could be a double top at the all-time high and we could see a drop. We're not there yet. You can clearly see that, but it's trying to get its way up there. Like we're consolidating, like these daily candles have been horrible the last week in gold, but it's just trading sideways. And I think tomorrow FOMC is really gonna accelerate this volume and start to manipulate it into possibly the all-time high, or it's going to sell down. So we have to wait for tomorrow's FOMC, unfortunately, because we could see some sideways trading into today. Okay, and then after FOMC, then Thursday, Friday, and next week, then we might get the real moves of the market. Okay, so you got to understand how markets move. They want to wait for this anticipation of FOMC. Why? Because it's the last FOMC of 2025. This is a big one with the economic projections. There's only a few of these FOMCs with the economic projections. And it's also very important because it's the last speech of Powell for 2025. And there's some analysts saying that he won't even be here for 2026. It's going to be a whole new Fed chair that Trump is going to appoint Hassett. So it's very important to whether you're going to take trades, but for listening in so that you can position yourself into the new year and start your trading off well it's big is what I'm trying to say. Okay. And now we found this. Now you can see the big drop right there. And then we can see a nice clear double bottom exactly right here around 39.25, 39.30 area. So I mark it with a yellow line. There's the point of interest where it found its bottom. And you can see it's kind of cutting this bullish candle in half on October 6th. So now I'm just looking below. This was an ignited bullish body right there. So I'm making it green and I'm stretching it into the future. Right? So if it ever comes back down there, then I'm ready to possibly buy this area. I can see when it came down, it bounced. And then right there, this is a daily point of interest, the neckline right there. And then it came back down. There's the double bottom. And you see the double bottom traditionally has a high probability of being the leg with more volume. Why? Because it's picking up not just one time, but 2 times the buyers, right? So it's like when a bus picks up at one stop, then it comes down to the next stop, it might pick up more passengers. It might pick up more people, and then it goes to its destination where it needs to go with the bus full of passengers, right? So that's the way you can kind of look at this analogy. The more volume, obviously, could be the bigger move. And when it moved up, we will break this down. It moved right into the point of control of this big bearish candle, and the sellers pushed it right back down. But right here, you see now how the yellow line was resistance right there, and now how it's acting point of interest of support over here. It didn't come back down into this green box, so they are making a higher low, and they are pushing it back up, okay? So now what we got to do is here's another pivoting point in the market right there. If you're just looking for pivots, when it came up right there, I see a wick and a wick, but there's a body and a body, and it pushed down. Now this big blue candle, Friday, November 28th, 10 of the week, closed above. And you see where the volume is kind of just concentrated right near this yellow line, point of interest. And then when you want to physically see the point of control and get it, this big bearish day candle, grab your Fibonacci tool, opening price, closing price, 50%. There it is. Okay. And the point of control, you guys know, is the 1 Fibonacci ratio above the 0.5. In this situation is 382. And the one below it is the 618. So it's right there. So now I'm finding the point of control of this big bearish candle on October 21, and I'm stretching it into the future. And you can see clearly we came in and tapped right into 50%, and they pushed it down. If I continue to extend this in the future, I can see it got pushed down, pushed down, pushed down. And again, today we're trading right back into it. So it might be coming in and then the big drop, or it's actually going to start to break through here, okay? So you can see that the buyers are still here. We're transacting in that red zone still. So this is where we're kind of getting both sides. There's sellers selling, buyers buying, sellers selling, buyers buying, but it has not physically closed above blue, and we're working our way down slowly. Like you can see, it's got a lower low, it's got some lower highs. So maybe it is getting ready to maybe redistribute to the downside, but there's still buyers interested, creating higher lows and still pushing it up. So if we draw an overall trend line coming out of here, you can see we are ascending. It's like a plane taking off. It is making higher lows off the bottom. And this is what we call an ascending triangle. And here's our top, this right here. So we got to see, will the bullish volume be able to continue to ascend and break through here? Maybe physically close blue above. Then this box I'll flip green. Maybe it pulls back in here, finds those pending buyers ready to buy the discount, and maybe eventually get to that all-time high zone. Could definitely break out for a new all-time high. Gold is in demand. It's still driving with a depreciating US dollar and global politics and all kinds of shit going on around the world. Gold is still seen as a safe haven and could see new all-time highs. However, if we get that FOMC tomorrow and it's good for the US dollar, then we might see gold continue to sell down, okay? So you can still see how the market over what, count these days, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 6 days. We're on the 7th day. We're just kind of lingering around here. Both sides are accumulating. Why? Because they're anticipating both sides tomorrow's FOMC. And then that's when we'll get the redistribution of volume either up here or selling back down, okay? So now we want to do some intraday trading. Let's get it into it. We don't need to start charting down in here. I don't think gold is just going to dump down here. That's more for like swing trading and things like that. We need to focus more right now on today's volume and kind of yesterday's highs and lows and where we're at. First thing is this big body candle, okay? So now I see how I placed that, those bodies and those bodies. Now I'm going to do my own manipulation. Now I'm going to do my own. I'm going to grab my Fibonacci tool from this big bullish candle because it closed, and I want to kind of get exactly 50% in the point of control of this blue candle on Friday, November 28. So you grab your Fib tool, opening price, closing price. 50%, you see, it's right there. It's lined up perfectly with the body and 50%. So that's giving me confluence. It's telling me it's at a perfect area. It's not only representing those bodies, but it's exactly at 50% of this volume, okay? And then I can find, if I want, I can find the point of control of this day's volume. Obviously, it's green because that was a big bullish day. And we stretch it into the future. And now we can see how we've been trading inside this green zone below this big red point of control, okay? So now I can see we came up, back down, closed below 50%, came back down. That was a big bearish day, but it got gobbled right back up. Where? Just right above the point of interest of those bodies, okay? And came right back up, closed right there. Next day, with that off of that wick, it opened very bullish on Wednesday, came back up, again, tapped right to that yellow line. Sellers were there, pushed it right back down, closed in this green zone. Then the next day, it was bearish, where the sellers were in control, pushing it down, but it didn't take out that wick. It came in with another higher low, came back up, the candle flipped bullish pin bar, came to a high, and closed with blue volume. Next day, off of the momentum off that candle, it opened bullish ignited, and it continued to push. Last Friday was very strong. If you remember in the early hours on Friday, it was bullish, 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 bullish. It got up to there. We almost got to the top of the zone. It didn't take out that high, and it is technically a lower high, and they pushed it right back down and flipped it and closed it as a shooting star down. Then this is the weekend. Monday, you have candles that opened up, came back down, closed in there. Today was bearish, so let's follow today. Bearish, bearish, bearish. We've made a low of the day right now down in there. Let's look at our low of the day relative to the other lows. Is this purple line above this wick? Yes. Is it above here? Yes. Is it still within the trend line? Yes. So it is technically, there's still buyers buying, and they came right back to the opening position and flipped today's daily candle bullish, where they're backfilling yesterday's wick. Let's just acknowledge our high point, and it is basically just a little tad higher than yesterday, but you can see where all of the resistance is. It's right here, it's right here. If we continue to break bullish, we'll probably fill up to this yellow line. Okay, and then if it continues, again, we got to fill this big wick, and until you finally get to the top of the red zone, then we look to see, is blue volume closing above, inside? Is it going to get rejected? Is it like, are we just going to come up a little higher and get again rejected down? But right now today, it's got nice bullish volume. Let's see now, when did this volume come in? Was it Europe? Was it more 6 a.m.? Was it when the day started? Let's take a look. So now I'm breaking it down into the 4 hour. This is what we were looking at on our swing trading session last night. So you see, it did come down, but we hit the lowest point right there at 8 p.m. 10 p.m. and to 2 a.m. and the big volume came in Europe. So this is Europe's open in here, kind of 2 a.m. pre-London, then London, big bullish candle. So you see, it didn't really break this 4 hour support here. There's 4 hour support there, 4 hour support here. There's a wick and a wick. So there's still increased support for gold when it's getting down here. It's not really breaking down. So now it's coming right back up with that European volume. We came up, we closed. Here's 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. So this represents everything. Pre-New York, it represents COMEX, it represents the ADP news, it represents Wall Street market open up until 10 a.m., but does not the JOLTS turnover. That was the next bar representing 10 to 2 p.m. So it opened, it was initially bearish, came down. Did it close below there? Did it break? No, it's got a higher low, came right back up, came up, but struggled to break the previous Europe high and closed as a pin bar, maybe 60-40 split on bullish side. Then we opened right here with the JOLTS job openings, the red folder US at 10 a.m. and it was initially bearish, but again, it came down there, kind of equal lows, didn't break. We're still in this green zone and coming up with blue volume, which hit our high of the day, and now it's just getting a little bit of a retracement. So still could be bullish where we could continue to drive through here. But it wouldn't surprise me too if we're just going up, down, coming up, maybe another leg coming back down, and just trading inside here. But you can see it's building on the 4 hours. So let's break it down more into the hourly now. So now we can exactly see which hour we hit the lowest point of the day was 1 a.m. Eastern. There's pre-London, 2 a.m. Here's London, nice big bullish hourly candle. In all of this barcoding garbage, like there's bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish, bullish, but like look, it's barcoding. Then we came up and this physical candle at 4 a.m. broke through here impulsively, came up and closed with volume above this daily yellow point of interest line. And now you see the yellow line is acting as support. We can see again, what happened to the volume at 5 a.m. Look at this, doji, 6 a.m. doji, 7 a.m. doji. Here's 8 a.m. This is COMEX and some news. And then finally it started to open up at 9 a.m. Came down right in here, still trading pretty choppy, but the hourly candles are making higher high, higher lows, and a new higher high at right now. We just hit our highest point of the day. So look at where our resistance is. You can see the purple line is not just today's high. It was these highs right over here on Friday at noon and 1 p.m. and pushed down. It came back up on Monday at 1 a.m. Eastern and back down. It kind of came back up lower high right here Monday 7 a.m. and then they dropped it down. Now we're kind of curling our way back up. So can we see today, are we going to break for a new daily high? Are we going to get hourly volume close above the purple line? Then maybe we might see our first hourly bar in a couple days closing above here. We might be using this 4,220 as ongoing support to continue to take us up to maybe this yellow daily point of interest. But you also have hourly volume that was trading from the purple line to the yellow line. So if you're looking here, like this was an impulse break where there's a wick there and then came back down. Here was another candle that closed right in this same area. Then they pushed it back down. This was more of an aggressive push at 8 a.m. There's probably news, and at 9 a.m. just redirected it right back down. So that looks like a fake out. And then again, right here, we pushed through here on Friday, but then look at how they just elevated it coming down. So anytime we're trading in this upper half from the purple to this yellow line, there's a lot of volatility in here. So what I would do is just concentrate on where these hourly candles are maybe kind of getting to and getting a lot of wicks. Like right here, it came in to that white line. Look at the number 2, 4,230, that psychological number, and then they pushed it down. Again, it came right to that white line, then they pushed it down. This, it looks like just irrelevant right now, just came up and then dropped down. But look at the next bar, came right to that white line again and back down. And then here, white line, back down. Here you had volume close above, and look, it uses the white line as support to take us all the way up there. Then they elevated it down. So me as a scalper, if we're breaking today from the purple to the white line, 220 to 228 to 229, that's an $8-9 move. I know that that's 80 to 90 pips, maybe 800 to 900 points in futures. And that could be my daily goal, just filling from this purple line to that white line, and that's it, right? But look at right now, it's coming up there, and they're rejecting it back down right now. So if we go into the 5 minutes now, we're going to clearly see what's going on. These are our 5 minutes, okay? Now we can see breaking it down. At 1 a.m., remember the hourly told me 1 a.m. we hit the lowest point day, but it was actually 1:10 because now I'm breaking it down to 5-minute increments. So I can see 1:10 was the lowest point of the day, and then it came up, back down, made a higher low, continued to drive through here. There's a volume that closed above that yellow daily line, which we haven't really had 5 minutes do it in a long time, and then it extended right up to there, came all the way back down. So I can see there's a nice little double bottom, came down, the neckline came down, second bottom. I always say traditionally has that second leg, powerful leg, but you see it didn't have it in this situation, got rejected, came back down, but it did create a higher low where if you cut this bullish candle in half, you would have seen it. And you see how it continued to hold the volume above 50% of this bullish 5-minute candle at 1020. And there it is. There's your ignited bar at 1055 right before, sorry for all the delay on the call, all that technical shit, because we could have got this done earlier. But there was that big push. So you can see, like, if it even 50% of this is right on top of this green zone. So even if it pulls back in here, we could be looking for buys at 4,200, maybe 4,205, somewhere in here. It extended right now. Now I can see we hit the highest point of the day at 11:10, right when we started the call. Then it came back down. Now it's building back up. So this is the highest point of the day. Is there a pattern we recognize? I can see it come up one time. Here's the neckline. You can see where the volume is holding right at the bottom of the red zone. It's coming back up. This is the next leg. So is it going to break for a new daily high? That's why I have that white line marked at that hourly resistance. And it could just come up, you know, what if it's a double top? And then here's our neckline. We break, could be to fill that wick, but we look for a black candle to close below. Maybe it pulls back here. Then we drop back down into here, right? So now that we're seeing this, we can clearly see a pattern that we should be able to recognize. But it is still pushing up bullish from this leg. Like if we draw, you know, just a simple trend line from here to there, it's still moving up. This is our ascending triangle, right? It's coming up, and this is our, you know, the top, the neckline, right? The resistance. So we're looking to continue to break out of here. It's already made a move, okay? A move there, pulled back like A, B, you know, C. This is kind of the D. So E normally should be the blow off top, where it kind of breaks through here, does its manipulation, breaks for, and then maybe comes down. Then we look for the head and shoulders short. Do you guys understand that this could be the blow off top, the final leg of the Elliott wave? You know, you can either do it as numbers, you could do it as 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 is kind of the extension, right? Or you can do it letters, A, B, C, D, E. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? So I'm expecting for this leg to take out this daily high, but I want to see if it's an impulse and then it gets a wick and come back down, or if it physically closes above. I have to respect that close because it could make this support to continue to drive to that hourly area. But right now you can see that there's 2 wicks on these 5-minute bodies right at that purple line. So I'm going to really show you guys. I'm going to make that a red box right there to illustrate on these 5 minutes that there's a wick there and a wick there right at the daily high. So now let's see these buyers, what type of transactions, what happens in here, okay? I'm not in a buy, I'm not in a sell. I'm just observing right now. I'm going to add my SST daily bar indicator right beside me, and to show how strong today's daily volume is. So you remember there was our opening price, okay? And then it came down early in the day. It was bearish. That's where we caught our wick at 1:10 p.m. or 1:10 a.m. And it pushed right back to the opening balance. And we've had a nice big bullish candle. And you can see we're trading right at the highest point, but it could be a double top on these 5 minutes that are not allowing it to advance any higher, right? But this is a big bullish candle, you know, to bet against. So if we're selling, we have to know that we're selling into strong volume. So if it comes down and here or here, you got to be able to accept some profit because we're, you know, it could just come down there and pick up these buyers and roar and continue just driving, right? Because there's a lot of pending buyers waiting in here. So you see now how that candle closed very strong, that 5-minute candle. Like, look at the size of the wick. Like, it came up and look at, there's the wick and there's the close. It closed mathematically like 98% right to the high, okay? And then the candle just opened and just kind of flashed blue, but did not transact into this, into where these wicks got rejected. And then the candle came down bearish, 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 but look at it. You know, if we were just to cut this bullish candle in half, probably cut is right around there. So now it's coming down. So this is technically like a lower high on the double top, has not really transacted inside the red box or at the purple line. So there is sellers right here holding it down. So when it comes down, see, it picks up a wick. It's picking up pending buyers. So it's not really fulfilling the drop so far. Why? Because there's buyers in there, you know? So we got to kind of watch maybe how this bar will close. There's 3 more minutes. Will the buyers flip it back up and it will turn blue through here? Or are these sellers going to continue to hold this volume down and continue to bid down here and push this thing down? Okay. But you are now watching how like a double top is formed, right? And this is on the 5 minutes. This could be on a 4-hour, like if we were swing trading, right? This could have been 4 hours come up to like a, let's say a weekly high, and then they get rejected. We find the 4-hour neckline, and then this is the next leg. So then as a swing trader, we're either looking to continue to swing the buy to create a new higher high, or we're looking to sell here down, right? It's the same analogy. All candlesticks have the same characteristics. Okay, but this is where we can educate more faster live on 5 minutes as opposed to 4 hours where we got to wait for an entire 4-hour candle. Sometimes our live stream is just 4 hours. So we would be watching one 4-hour candle and that's it. Then we wrap up the call, right? So what do you guys think? Do you guys now understand that? What do you guys think? Are you, if you're bullish, okay, bullish meaning it's going to break out of here for a new daily high. That's bullish. Bearish is maybe we're going to break this trend line and fill these wicks and maybe drop down to this green box. Bullish or bearish? What do you guys think? Guys, leave us a like. Hit the subscribe button on YouTube if you guys can. Bridge, bearish. Okay, if we're bearish, you know, we got to look also, maybe let's look at one frame above us, 15 minutes. 15 minutes are barcoding. 15 minutes bullish. Next 15-minute candle was bearish. This 15-minute candle is coming right back up bullish. Okay, so even when I look at the 15 minutes, I see just barcoding. Bull, bear, bull. So I know that there's a little bit of indecision even on the, if we look at the 30 minutes, still, it had its big rejection I see at 11 a.m., but now it's filling right back up. And this 30-minute candle is going to close in 15, 16 more minutes, and it's very bullish. Okay, so if you're looking to sell, you have to be careful because there's still a lot of volume bullish coming in above the 5 minutes, like 15-minute is strong, 30-minute is strong. Hourly is still pumping up. This hourly has 15 more minutes. Maybe we wait for the close of this hourly candle to see, will it take out the daily high? Will it come back down? Maybe at noon they reverse it. You know, we see maybe a momentum push, but look at it. It's breaking right now. It's coming right back up. And here we go. We could see literally a new break of a high of a day. So if you kind of sold, you see it just came down and we didn't even break 50% of this bar and it came right back up. So you got to understand that it's not always when you spot a pattern that is going to happen 100%. You still got to go through the motions, right? And then if you're trying to sell, that's why I say take a little feeler trade. And if it doesn't go your way, if you don't see what you're liking and it comes back up, you can close it. Minimal loss, not the end of the world. You don't have to get frustrated. You don't have to get mad. You don't have to revenge trade. You don't have to do all of those silly psychological things that we normally do as traders, okay? Guys, there was a quote I put on my Instagram, and it might hit you hard. Okay, you know what it says? I'm going to read it to you guys. When you fix the trader, the trading fixes itself. You got to think about that. Okay, when you fix the trader, I'm not, when traders say they suffered until they figured it out for like 3 years, 5 years, I don't think it was the technicals. I don't think it was the fundamentals. Those things can be learned quick. You can see, like right now, you can learn price action fast. Those 3 years, 5 years that it takes for a trader to really, figure this out is them figuring themselves out, looking in the mirror and figuring themselves out. It's a psychological, emotional game. Once you overcome that, trading will fix itself no matter what, okay? Because some traders say, oh, it takes me 5 years for technicals. No, it doesn't. It can take, we got traders in the group, after 3 months, they've picked this up and they're haven't conquered themselves, looking in the mirror and to really fix themselves. So that's what it is, okay? Guys, that quote, and I attest to that. Like, when you fix the trader, when we fix ourselves, look in the mirror, fix yourself, right? Fix your psychology, fix your risk management, then the trading will just fix itself. Trust the process, right? It doesn't matter how much you learn technicals and fundamentals if you haven't fixed yourself psychologically or emotionally in the markets. It doesn't matter. I'm telling you, you're just going to waste more and more and more of your time. So everyone on this call, I know that you guys are really good at technicals and fundamentals and pattern recognition, doing top-down analysis. You guys are probably better than me. I agree. But you have to really, after this call, say, if I'm taking my trading serious, going into 2026, it's a brand new year for everyone. Fix yourself psychologically and emotionally. Once you do that, trading will do the rest for you. I'm telling you the honest truth. Some of you guys, that quote, that motivation will hit you. For some of you guys won't even know what I'm talking about because you haven't figured yourself out in trading. I have. And it took me those 5 years, I'm telling you, was not so much just learning about candlesticks, was more fixing my bad habits, fixing my mentality in the markets, hit your daily goal and pip and dip, like stop getting greedy and things like that. If you hit your daily loss, you're done trading for the day. It took me years to understand that rule. I kept trading and kept trading and kept trading and made situations worse than what they actually are. So I know some of you guys are going through that right now, okay? But this is where you got to really, if you really want to take trading serious, I'm telling you, it's one of the hardest things to do, but you can do it. But you got to fix yourself. After the call, look in the mirror and say, what can I do? Write it down on a piece of paper and stick to those 3 things and fix them, right? Okay, so we see that candle broke for the daily high and then got rejected and came back right down to that red line. So we have now like indecision now. So let's see how this candle is going to close. Remember, we're going into noon in maybe 10 more minutes, and we got some indecision up here right now. Can we trade this? Sure we can. We could either go in a buy or we could sell right now, but it's still like you're flipping a coin. But you're flipping a coin on this candle, but I'm flipping a coin at the highest point of the day, and it's still got a second top. So still a proper setup, but not enough conviction because it could go either way. So maybe we just wait for the new hourly candle to open up, right? And we see what the market is engineering, right? The market is engineering moves right now. It's engineering liquidity right now. So you don't necessarily have to trade right away. We can analyze what they're doing. That's what trading is. It's trading and analyzing, observing. You guys, so let's make an observation. They have taken out the highest point of the day. We can see it right there. Will the volume continue to close blue above there to confirm that and maybe push higher? Right now, it looks to me like it's an impulse break. In trading, I'm telling you, you have to be your own psychologist. Like, you have to. Trading is more than just trading candlesticks. Trading is a very, very, very psychological game. It plays with your emotions every single day. So you got to be able to know how to control these emotions. You're going to go through the same emotions every day. So if you learn how to control them, then it's going to become a routine. It's going to become a routine. Silver, Yusuf, is way up. Yeah, I can see silver pushing. Keep an eye on copper too. If you guys like copper, a lot of those are like the bridesmaids. You know, like gold gets the spotlight and no one kind of looks at silver or copper. You know, it's kind of, but I watch silver and I watch copper. I've been telling everyone when silver was, all of my friends and family, when silver was $15, $20 an ounce, I've been telling everyone that I speak to, they're probably sick of me telling them, buy silver, accumulate it, buy and put it in your bank, do hold bars. And then they're like, why? I'm like, it's $15, $20 an ounce. Look at how much gold is trading. It was consolidating for 10 to 15 years. And now it's breaking out. It was trading at what, $65, $70 an ounce. It's going to go 100 an ounce. I could even see 150, possibly 200 in the next 3 to 5 years. Silver has actual use. Like it's used in automobiles. It's used in all types of products. Like it's used in technology. Silver is not just a commodity. It has actual physical use. Anyone ever buy silver coins? Do we have any? I used to collect a lot of baseball cards, hockey cards when I was younger. I have a whole, if I show you my hockey card sets, guys, I got a lot of nice cards, like in mint condition. Wow, like if I can pull those from my parents' attic, I'll show you guys what I got. But I used to collect coins. Like if one coin was $10 and $10, that coin had maybe a 0.25% of silver in it, but it was still the same price as $1, right? So I was accumulating those, and now I still have those coins. And now with the price of silver, that little portion of silver in that coin is now worth way more than the dollar, right? So I was buying those at parity, like for $1 was $1 a coin, but there was a little bit of silver inside of it. Now with silver, you can see how much those coins have appreciated over the years. So that's, guys, another like some traders collect, you know, but always watching prices of things. When things get to a good level, you buy, you hold. It's an investment. It's a different type of investment. You're buying the actual spot of either gold, of silver, of things like that. Okay, so now what you see, we got the second leg. We have the liquidity grab. We can take the trade right now, but we got to know if we take it, we're going into noon. Okay, and yes, it could be in our favor and break down. Maybe, but it could also come right back up at noon. And, you know, one more time, it comes up here. Maybe if you're in a sell, stops you out, then has that powerful leg coming down. So this is the hardest point, is should I take a sell now or should I wait? This is the hardest part. So you got to go with kind of your conviction. Does anything now change your mind? Did that liquidity grab change right now? So look at it. Now you're seeing an A+ setup. This is now what I call the one top. There's the neckline. This is the second top with the liquidity that was grabbed where they took out the high, and now it's coming down. So now we got to see, is it going to be another impulse break, get a wick and go back up? Or is this black bar going to physically close below here? Then if it comes up, then it will get shorted down at noon, right? And I'm also looking, will this volume be able to close below this red line, right? Will it close below 50% of this, or is it just coming down, getting another wick, and it will push right back up? Okay, so if you're not in a trade, we're observing. But if you do take a sell, maybe just place your stop loss above that wick, because we already see big sellers pushed it down, and maybe you just want to be protected up there. But one more time, if the market comes back up, like right there fills and goes, you're going to get stopped out, right? So it's kind of, that's the risk you got to take. But you could also measure the distance from, if you were to sell here to there, how much it is in pips and points, and make your mathematical decision in your head prior to even taking the trade. So this is the big neckline. Right now, we just closed below 50% of that bullish candle. So you see, look at the red line. It's cut in half, perfectly the volume. I didn't even have to move this red line. It is now representing 50% of that black volume. You see how sometimes the cut lines represent the volume exactly? I don't even have to do anything. And look at now, it's a bullish ignited candle coming back up bullish. You guys know this. Now it wants to test 50%. It might get rejected and continue pushing down, but it might push down and be a fake out at noon because noon is starting in 4 minutes. Okay. So this is where it gets kind of a little tricky in here. So this is where maybe if you're like want to use a feeler trade at this time, if you want to go in, otherwise let's wait till noon. It could come right back up, roaring back up and break out at noon. And it's another bullish move. Okay, this is technically a higher low from here. And it's a very strong opening candle, but now you see how it's testing in 50% and it's getting rejected back down. And look at where it got rejected. So if you're learning, look at where it got rejected. Now it's a shooting star candle and it might now redistribute back down here. But I have a wick, a wick, a wick, and a wick. So this could be another candle coming down and get a wick and go back up. This might be our first bearish candle closing below the neckline, and then maybe noon could come up and then get rejected back down, or noon could continue with this momentum and just start breaking and selling, okay? So if you're in a sell already, congrats. You guys got in on this leg coming down. However, for some of us that are not in, we might be waiting till noon. Okay, now you could go back to your 15-minute candle. Look at the 15-minute candles. So remember we were talking bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish. Remember on one call we had, it was trading exactly like this. I was in a sell, same shit. Then the new 15-minute candle opened up and it was another bullish candle. It was the same exact formation, but this is a double top in itself. It came up, back down, came up, now it's coming back down. This is the neckline on the 15 minutes. The 30-minute, look, it has completely flipped. Remember, it was really bullish. Now look at it flipping all the way down. We're getting down to that location with 2.5 minutes to go. So we can see selling wicks now, pushing down as soon as it took that highest point of the day out. The hourly candle now has, got a big wick now. Now we just got to get that confirmed volume. Okay, so I'm watching it on the 5 minutes. And again, we just broke down there and it came right back up with the wick. So you can clearly see it's an M top with the liquidity grab. Now we just need kind of the final piece of the puzzle. Is volume going to close below, or is it just going to come up with a wick again? And then we're going into noon. You see how everything is like clockwork, guys? I hope you guys are learning, okay? Hope you guys are learning. You guys have any questions about anything? Should be pretty natural to you guys. Nothing crazy. Volume is actually like, creating pattern recognition that we can recognize. 90 seconds to go. And you can, now let's see the mistakes that some traders made. What about those buyers that bought up here and bought that breakout candle? They're in drawdown right now. FOMO, buying the highest point of the day. That's a no-no. Like in my books, it's a no-no. You don't always want to just buy because something's getting to the highest point of the day and you're excited. Oh my God, it's going to go higher, because this can happen to you. You buy, those were buyers that bought up there, and look how the market rejected them and put them in drawdown, right? So you got to understand, even if you were a buyer on this leg, you have to know that you're buying into the neckline right there. You could have accepted your profit and you could have sold this leg back down, or just know where you're trading into, right? Okay, so now you got a black candle. Actually, now these were black candles that came down, went back up. Black candle came down, back up. Black candle came down, back up, caused that leg coming up. Now we might get actual physical black volume closing below here. That doesn't mean that just right away we sell, but because the next candle could open blue, then we got to, cut this in half. But we've also figured out, is it going to close all the way near the low? Because the next candle could open ignited and just start pushing down with this momentum. So you got to kind of be ready and anticipate the move and already, kind of figure out what you're going to do. Let's just mark up this low, the last, look at, they're equal bottom lows right there. That low and that low are equal. Okay, so that would be what would really cause the flood of the market to drop if it breaks these lows right here at 4,210. Am I planning on trading? Yeah, if there's a setup. Yeah. Okay, so look, it closed here. Okay, so if it comes up, back up, cut line is kind of right there. What type of bar is it? It's blue now. Okay, so it's coming up. Let's see if it gets rejected. Is it going to flag in here? Is it going to come a little higher? This is the start of noon now, so it's bullish, right? Shouldn't surprise us. Now, is it getting rejected? Are the wicks rather big? No, they're smaller wicks. And then all it needs to do is sellers just need to come back down, fill those wicks, and then it could break down to the bottom of the screen box. Okay, so there is a rejection there on a retest. But sometimes, you know, when it comes to the opening balance of the candle, it goes back up blue. Okay, so that's what I'm watching. It didn't, so I'm going to go in. I'm going to take a sell. My stop loss, I could go just above the previous highs wick, right? So it's coming down there. It came down to that location of the red line. Can it continue to break down? I'm already in the money. Like if I was looking for 10, 15 pips, like that, the right there is 20 pips. You know what I'm telling you guys? I love scalping for 20 pips. That would have been in pip and dip, just an in and out. But I'm holding it to see if we can come all the way down and get 50 to test the top of this green box. So now it came down, it tested. There's supporting wick there. There's a supporting wick there. This is a third supporting wick there. So now when it comes back up, we have to see if this is actually going to be real bearish volume at the opening price at noon to continue to come back down here. Otherwise, it's going to flip for that leg coming up bullish. Okay, and my stop loss, I have it located right above this previous wick of that candle. I could go higher and place my stop loss in the red zone depending on how much I want to give it, right? If I put it in there, then my reward has to be bigger, maybe to come down into here, okay? Because I'm giving it more room to breathe. I'm adjusting my position if I'm doing that, okay? And then I'm protected back in this red zone if it comes in here. So now it's a bullish candle coming right back up, okay? So we got strong support down in here. We know what we have to break now. You can clearly see it. There's a wick there, a wick there. This wick did advance a little lower. It is a little lower, so you have to make a new lower low in order to continue to come down. When you make a new lower low, then offers can start coming down in this red zone, right? And start offering in here. So when buyers are buying up, then you have offers coming down to hopefully fulfill those buying orders. And if there's more offers than there is buying orders, then it can continue to fulfill those orders and maybe continue to push the market down with that black volume, okay? So we came back up. We have now indecision. The first 5-minute candle of noon has indecision. It did come down and then it came back up. And the volume is just kind of concentrating right here. So my position was the high of the day got taken out. The second leg was confirmed closed with black volume below the structural area. And this candle came up and retested and went down. That's why I went in the sell, right? And then I just placed my stop loss above the structure, right? And I'm looking for sellers to continue to push this thing down to trade back down into where the buyers are down in here, right? And then hopefully if it comes down there, I can start reducing my risk and ultimately closing the trade in some profit down there. But the candle is still filling with blue volume with 40 seconds to go. This could be another leg that wants to come back up. Then I go in drawdown. Now I got to see where the sellers are. Are they actually going to be here? Or is this going to be another bullish leg coming up? Then I got to monitor it. Okay. So I just want to cut that candle in half where that wick is and follow this level. We are now below that yellow trend line. I'm not too much of a trend line trader, but that did break the trend line. So now we are kind of trading below the trend line, which could be resistance going forward above us. Okay, this is a strong bullish candle that could continue to engulf our previous black bar. And if it closes near the high, the next candle could open ignited and continue to push through here. So we closed right at the opening of this candle. So like right here. Right there. It's opened ignited, so it's strong, okay? So this is where now, again, it's playing ping pong with these 15-minute candles. This was the exact same setup I had the other day where it was bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish. I sold the same setup and then it came back up bullish. So these 15-minute candles are playing ping pong right now. So again, we got now a new 30-minute hourly candle filling these wicks, but these are big wicks to fill, right? So it's got to continue to, have a lot of demand to fill all of these wicks. So I'm hoping that the higher timeframes can start putting in some offers here to push this volume down on the lower timeframes, on like the 5 and the 15 minutes. Okay, so that's why I have it marked right there to see if the sellers will step in here and reverse this move back down. However, it could still be bullish that gold wants to come up and trade into the highest point of the day. And then I no longer want to be participating in this trade because then it could break out for a new daily high and really move. So, and then that's as much maximum risk I'm giving it. And if I get stopped out, I get stopped out, right? That's trading. But right now, it's not ready to break down. There's still a lot of buyers right at this location, right at this red line when we just tapped into it, 42.10. So we've got a good rejection at that previous wick and below this 50% of this candle. Now they could continue to look at, they've rejected all of that blue volume in the first 2 minutes of the candle, but this candle is ignited. Okay, and it's holding strong. So every time it comes back down to the ignited open, you see it continues to refuel itself and come back up. So we really have to continue to offer to this volume, maybe flip this candle and turn it bearish so we can reverse the momentum and come back down. However, it is still holding strong. So now you're getting a lesson on how strong ignited bars are. It's an inverted hammer candle and it is very strong at the opening price. Every time the sellers push it down, it continues to fill back up with buyers and try and fill its wick to break for a new high. So this is where the battle is right now between the buyers and sellers. Right around here at 42.15. Sergio, what is that? You just read on X, Trump will announce the next Fed chair and deliver economic remarks today at 6:10. Wow. Okay. So it's probably going to be Hassett, but he's going to reveal it. So that's going to, wow, that's going to, right before FOMC tomorrow. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So we'll see what happens with that, guys. Okay, so look at that. That ignited head is still holding this bar. Oh my God. Like we've came down like 3 times now, ready to break this candle and, turn it black, but it's still holding here. Wow. Okay. So it's got a strong, strong support here at 42.14. And now we have 60 more seconds to go into the close. So we have sellers up here and we have buyers at this body. Okay, so this candle has been a tug of war, but it opened very bullish ignited and it's still holding for the first 4.5 minutes. So let's watch now the last 30 seconds going into the close. So now you see it lost its opening price. The sellers are overwhelming the buyers. Okay, so we flipped it. We made a new low, but then now buyers are coming in at a discounted lowest price at the wick and pushing it right back up. So where will this candle close with the volume? I hope it closes below this red line because that red line is resistance. If we get the volume back below there, then next bar could carry with that momentum and come back down black. There's the close. Okay, so it opened blue. Did you see how it just flashed blue? Now we got the black candle coming down. So we are still coming down with that momentum off of that wick. it's still in drawdown area, but let's see now if the sellers can kind of continue to push it down and get closing black volume below here, and then we could really get that floodgate pushing down. Okay, so sellers are still holding it. Like, that was a big bullish candle that came up, but we're still below 50% of this candle and continue pushing down. Now we have our black candle following the rejection of that wick and continue push down. Okay, so sellers are selling and buyers are still buying. But this now is, we're trading back at the neckline of this area right here. So if we get more black volume closing below here, our higher time frames, our 15-minute, our 30 minutes, our 1 hours could technically start, offering and start pushing this move down. But it's going to be a fight down here too, right? Because there's a lot of buyers down in here. So we need more black volume to close below here, but it's not easy because there's going to be buyers. See where we just came down to? That's still representing 50% of that bullish candle. We got a wick and now it's coming right back up. So this is kind of like where now we're consolidating. If I was to box all this volume in from this red line down into like basically where I entered, we're in a consolidated phase right now. Right here. So maybe the market is just going to kind of trade inside here and maybe it will break back up or it will break down in here. I'm hoping that this is a bear flag consolidating near this lowest point and sellers can continue to offer and push this thing down. If we look on the 15 minutes, we got our wick on the 15-minute right at the previous 15-minute body at 50% point of control, but it just got to tame this bullish volume back down into here. Not easy. Tough time to be trading gold at noon. Not the greatest time to be trading this security, but it is what it is. We got to just continue following our patterns that we recognize, continue to manage our risk, and watch bodies and close. Sellers are still here. I see a lower high below 50%. I see a lot of buyers are still in this area. There's a wick, a wick, a wick, a wick, big body of volume here. So it could go both ways, guys. I know some of you guys are buying while I'm selling. I don't know, you guys could win, you know what I mean? But sellers could also win too if they continue to offer, right? So we're still just, bearish, bullish, bearish, right? Just playing ping pong in here. But if we go with the overall, we got a double top. We had the liquidity grab at the highest point of the day, pushing down. We had volume close at 11:55. It's just noon, the start of noon. Maybe they just came back up, but now we're following the hourly volume as it's meant to be. But there was a little bit of a dead cat pullback there that kind of maybe trapped some buyers. I'd like to maybe have a convincing close right below where I entered and move possibly down with this volume, or have a nice big bearish candle where I could at least cut it in half and continue to work with that volume, right? And then we look at our higher time frames. Now we have a little indecision on that first 15-minute candle that's going to close right now in 60 seconds. Okay, so the first opening of noon came up. Now the second half, they're pushing it down. Again, we look at our 30 minutes, a lot of indecision on the 30, but maybe pushing back down to the downside. And then hourly, we've got some big wicks above us. Now we just need hourly to kind of redistribute through here, but that red line is holding the support for this hour and last hour. So I'm back at break even now after being in that drawdown. First, as soon as it opened, it went into 20 pips in profit. Then it came right back up, put me in drawdown. Now I'm right back in the money. But now we got to go with closing price with last 30 seconds. Okay, so with this volume, I would love to see if we can break below this, create a new low. This would be beneficial to us if we can close with this black volume below this red line. Because if we do that, our next bar, we could use this red line as resistance and really get deep down into here. But it's not easy. There's going to be buyers here. Why? There's a wick there, a wick there, a wick there, wick there, and a wick there, and another wick showing its face here. So there's a lot of structure here at 42.10 on gold. A lot of buying on the higher time frames. So it's going to be a battle. We did close now physically below those bodies. So if I cut it in half, it's right there. It's kind of like the bottom of the red zone. So I'm not even going to put like a cut line. We should all be able to see it right there, okay? But now if it comes back up, blue, 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 maybe right to that red line, the bottom of our higher time frame box would be where a wick would be produced, and then maybe we push down. If we don't need to come in here, that would be fantastic. Maybe if the sellers are now offering just right here, they then can redistribute and start breaking this down. And then maybe then we can start to control our risk because we've already de-risked. Like I know that this is a good area, this red line, that's where I can move my stop loss down there, right? So we got a nice bearish candle. Now let's see, the candle's job is to fill these wicks and break lower. And then this is where, if you're lowering your risk, maybe just be above this red line because it was tested there and it was tested just now. So, you know, we went through that drawdown. So that would be good protection, and you're lowering your risk by 30 pips. That's good. Okay. So now it dropped right there. We broke for a new low. That's 25 pips. Okay, but now we got to continue follow. So we did create a new lower low. Anytime you create lower lows, there's always going to be kind of a pullback coming up because there's buyers. And anytime like when it's going up, there's going to be sellers. You got to understand that. But then we got to kind of follow the closing volume. This candle is still 3.5 minutes ago. That was the first 90 seconds. So it's got another wick, and it could potentially start to come back up and retest this area that we haven't retested yet. Unless we can hold with this hanging man candle and continue to hold that bearish volume and continue to offer and come down, fill our wick, and continue to go down lower. So this is us trusting our higher time frames. Our 15-minute now has closed with volume below the previous bodies, and now maybe the 15-minute candle now is redistributing after all of this bar coding. That would be beneficial to us in a 5-minute trade. The 30-minute candle has now flipped, so maybe let's see if the 30-minute has enough volume to come all the way and transact in the bigger, deeper green box down in here. So now I'm going to adjust my risk. Okay, I'm just going to go above that red line now. So you see, I've just taken my stop loss down 30 pips. So I've de-risked. I'm managing my risk. Okay, I have a stop loss because I'm not at my target where I want to grab my profit yet. Unless, you know, you're happy with 30 plus pips, you could go to a break even, but you also got to understand that it could curl back up, hit you at break even, and then move back down. Okay. If you want to move your stop to just be above 50% of this candle, you could reduce your risk again. And ultimately go to break even if you like. Like, you know, you got to be able to manage your account. You have a different risk than I do. Some traders are happy with 30 pips, grab your pips and get out. Or learn how to do close 50%, leave 50% running. Learn how to close 80%, leave 20% running. This is like a stage in your trading that you can learn how to do these things. And now we're breaking below that red line. Okay, so are we going to get black volume to close below this red line? Because that's what I was saying. This is support, equal low support, support. If we get black volume, we could make this red line resistance even on our next bar, right? And that could be like a cut line. But it's a big fight down here between buyers and sellers. What do you guys think? You think we're going to continue to break down? If we do, top of the green box is 50 pips. I always do something at 50 pips. Okay, that's a good push. I don't know how much you guys are looking for, but that's almost a 40 pip move. If we're going to wait for the close, we got to wait for the close. 55 seconds. We got to wait for it. Okay, I'm going to continue to control my risk now. I'm just going to bring it right there. Okay. So I'm just, even if it retests, I'm giving it still above 50% of this candle. Okay, so I've reduced my risk significantly. Now, the only amount I can lose if I get clocked out is 15 pips. I'm all good with that, no worries. But I've de-risked everything, okay? I should be taking out a little profit. I might be getting greedy on my part, but let's see what happens here. I want to target the green zone. That's sometimes I'm stubborn like that. And if it comes down in here, I will be verbally, I'm telling you guys, closing out 80% of the trade. And then putting the rest at break even on the 20%. And I'm stubborn like that. Don't be stubborn like me. But you see now that red line could be the cut line on this closing volume. Here's the close. See, it's a cut line, okay? So if it comes back up blue, 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 we could utilize this red line as, look at it, it's the cut line, 50%. And it was support, support, and now it could be resistance. If we don't come up there, perfect. Maybe if it's a shallow pullback or a lower high, sellers are there, then it could really redistribute it right into the green box. See there, we got already a rejection. We have this doji candle. All we need is that bear volume to just continue to fill this wick and then just naturally come down in here. And we got 50 pips easy, okay? So there, we got a nice shallow, there it is, perfect. Now, yeah, perfectly. Now we just look for maybe our redistribution. That's 42 pips, okay? Right down to the green box. If it gets down there, it's 50 pips, okay? Please, guys, do something, okay? It makes my life so much easier on these calls. Like, do something. If you want to go to a break even, if you want to scale out, then I sleep better at night knowing that we're all good. I'll take the loss for us. Don't worry. I'll take the loss for us, but I don't want you guys to take any losses. And then what we're going to do is we're going to review the trade. Why did we take this setup? Okay. Now we got kind of equal bottom lows at these two wicks. Okay. So now that momentarily the market is saying it's not coming down anymore. Why? Could be protecting this green zone. Okay, so now when we see equal bottom lows, we could see something like this. There was a low and an equal low, and then look at how it started the bullish leg coming back up. So we may witness that, okay? So in this situation, you know, it sucks because you might watch some of your unrealized profit, if you haven't done anything, start to go away. But if you're holding, we still haven't retested 50% of this. We haven't kind of retested where we entered, okay? We're still got a bearish spin top candle. It came up, still lower high. So if there's sellers right now, you know, we could maybe just take a peek at our 15-minute candle. Still, we have strong 15-minute volume. Could easily break that wick and drop down. 30 minutes, we have really nice shooting star candle on the 30-minute with 7.5 minutes to go. So we could get, if we just break those equal bottom lows on the 5 minutes, we are just going to trickle right down into that green zone. But I'm going to show you how tough equal bottom lows are to break. They're not easy. Look at it, still holding it. Guys, hit the likes in the chat. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Live trading, live education is, in my opinion, the best style to learn how to trade. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It is what it is. You guys see where I took the trade. You guys see my psychology going into the trade. You guys see how I handled my drawdown. And you guys see now how I'm handling my risk and going into profit, okay? So that is 50 pips right there. I'm taking out 80% and I'm leaving 20% running, okay? That should be a good scalp in your opinion, guys. And we just waited for the pattern. I'll review this, but guys, please be doing something right now, okay? Please, because now it's trading in a green zone. And this is where buyers are. That's why it's green for a reason. So I don't trade with, I would have done this, I could have done that, I should have done that. I trade like a robot. I told you I'm stubborn when it comes in the green zone. That was to hit those 50 pips. And I'm happy I closed out 80%. I got 20% running now. Whatever happens with the runner happens. But it's happened to me too many times. I can't even tell you where I want more, and I want more. And then it just comes in there and it just comes right back up and I got nothing to show for. I told you guys, I looked in myself in the mirror 15, 20 years ago and I said, I'm not that guy anymore. I told you, you will learn fundamentals, you'll learn technicals, but you gotta fix the trader and trading will fix itself. I've fixed myself years ago and I don't want to go back to where I wasn't trading with discipline. And I know that YouTube is hard to do this. I want more for us. Believe me, I want more for us. I would love if this would drop 100, 200 pips. But if we're not respecting these areas, then what's the point of doing a top-down analysis? We're just wasting time, right? I don't. That's why I take my time doing a solid top-down analysis and I have to follow through with what I've analyzed. Otherwise, it's just a waste of time. And you see now, do I feel bad taking out 80% down there? Hell no, because now it's coming back up, right? So that's, you got to understand, guys. And yes, it could continue to come down. Absolutely it could. But that's why I got 20%. I don't have my entire position in there. Okay. And now we'll watch. Well, and then we'll talk about this. So you see, as soon as it tapped in there, look at now the lag coming back up. And yes, I went to a break even. It could continue coming here and get a lower high and continue dropping down. Okay. But that's, you got to look yourself in the ear, not in the ear. You got to look yourself in the mirror and say to yourself, if I'm using a break even, I have to live with the consequences. Okay. You know, and now look at, it's a bear flag. Where? At 50%. Remember this red line? The red line was significant. There was support. There was the equal low support. There was that support when I first took the trade. And look at it now with that volume that closed below, you see how it's now acting as resistance. Now we got black, blue, black. It could continue to advance down. Like if you didn't take out any profit there, maybe now this leg is coming back down and we'll take out that and give you further reward. And that rewards you for holding. Okay. But situations like this, if this wasn't strong, this red line, it would have been a blue candle coming all the way through here. Now it's coming right back down. Remember, I'm still invested. I got 20% invested in this. So it's beautiful. Look at that stoppage right there. Oh my goodness. Like, look at how technical that is. Now we got like a Tetris piece. Continue to come down. It's got to do its job, fill that wick, and continue dropping through here. That's why I have this red line marked right there. Where I'm going to mark it right there. You see where that ignited body is? Maybe just a little lower because that will cut that big blue candle in half. There's a body, and that huge ignited bar at 1055 started right there. So if this trade runs down there to, look at it, 99.9 pips, exactly 100 on the dot right there. Like that could be where that big supporting level is, and big buyers could be pending to bring it back up. And us as sellers, in order to realize profit, we close, we sell high, and we buy our position back lower. That's how you transact, and that's how you realize profit. And then we shake the hands with the buyers, we get the money, and because they might be buying it, exchanging from us to take it back up. Okay, but right there, it's pushing down, guys. Okay, so that's a nice push down. If you're still in this, again, this is now an opportunity to do something. That's almost 70 pips in profit right now. If you want to hold it all the way down to the target, we got to continue following the motions. This cut line now, those equal bottom lows wicks might be the cut line of this volume if it closes down here. Okay, so please, guys, do something if you guys can. Otherwise, you got to just play the trade out. Pablo, you love my style. You got 300 euros. Pablo, guys, can I give a mention, like a shout out to Pablo? Pablo, when did you come on YouTube? I think you were one of the dinosaurs when we first started. You could have been like the first 100 subscribers ever on YouTube. And you're here every single day with us, my man. Are you in Spain? When you were 10 watching you. Pablo was here when we had 10 people. I think in, it was June 2020, Pablo, when we started the first YouTube. I was nervous as shit when I came on. But Pablo, when I come to Spain, we're going to go out, buddy. We're going to have good lunch. We're going to have some drinks, and we're going to have a good time. But Pablo's been with us, learning. Maybe, hopefully, Pablo, you're changing your life for the better, my man. And it's all blessings. Pablo Escobar. Shout outs to Pablo Escobar. And guys, just a reminder, 50 seconds, we're going in 12:30. So if we could get a switch in momentum, so please be careful, okay? Because we have a new 30-minute candle coming down. Our 30-minute candle has transacted in the green zone. It's got a wick now. So the next 30-minute body could open blue with some momentum. But if you want to cut the 30-minute candle in half, you do have some good volume to cut this body in half and follow the higher time frame if that's what you like, okay? That's why I tell you guys, all candlesticks have the same characteristics. You just got to pick the time frame that suits your trading personality and your style. That's it. That's why we're introducing swing trading in our Tokyo sessions, because maybe swing trading, you're going to fall in love with it, okay? And you might find it less stressful. You might find it, you're not as emotionally attached to it. You're not watching the computer. You're not watching every single candle like we are. You know, it's not easy to do this. Look at now, okay? Remember, we tapped in here. Now a new 30-minute candle comes up and it opens ignited, coming right back up. This is where the volume now is concentrated, right in here. Is this going to be like a bear flag as it comes up, lower high, and continue to push down? Or is this going to be the building block of buyers to close it above here? Then it will come back up. Then it will have a leg coming back up. But see how it opened, ignited, traded right into 50% of that previous bearish candle. Our sellers are there. And now all we got to kind of do is exhaust this ignited candle. But it's not easy to do this when candles open ignited because they opened with strong buyers. But if they can tame it down right now and exhaust it, then we might continue to break and be bearish. And we might start getting a first black bar closing black in this green zone. Remember, like these were blue bars that were trading in a red zone, but I went with the double top. There was the, oh, let me break down the trade now. So this is a trade recap. Remember, we were waiting. I think it was this leg up. We were waiting for it. It was coming up. I didn't trade anything. Remember what I was saying? I'm going to wait till noon, right? You guys rewind the video. And I said, we'll probably get some reactions coming at noon and when to take the trade. So it came back up 11:30. I watched right there when it got to the highest point of the day. Did any blue volume break the high day? Yes, it did right there, but did any close? No. So I saw, we remember we highlighted this early. That was that swipe of the highest point of the day, liquidity grab, whatever you guys want to call it. And it actually was done at the second top of this 5-minute pattern. So there was one top neckline. Here was where it came up for the double top right there. And with the liquidity grab, remember I said it's like an A+ setup. Okay. And then when it came down right there, remember this bar closed, this one opened, and if you remember, it came up and retested right there, then got a wick. That's when I took the sell at noon, and it dropped for the 20 pips. I didn't do anything. Normally, if I was just scalping for 20 pips, that's it. Boom, 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 pip and dip. But I held it. I told you guys where my stop loss was. It was not at the highest point of the day. I placed it right 50% of that red zone, okay? And then you see it came up blue. I was in drawdown right there. But you see how 50% of this 1150 candle looks like equal highs, and they prevented it from going higher. They were there offering and selling it down. And then when this started to break down, then I took my stop loss from here. I reduced my risk to this red line because it was already tested 2 times. I felt comfortable leaving my stop. I reduced my stop loss by 30 pips because I was originally right there. So that's how you can manage your risk, right? And then as the trade started to break down, I started to tap that candle. When it tapped in the green box, I got my 50 pips. I took out 80 pips out. And then the final risk that I had, I went to a break even. So now I still am invested in this trade with 20% at break even, and the market is still pushing down, right? So that's a good recap right there. You know, some traders say that they do this, then they'll upload a video on YouTube and say, you got to do this, you got to do that. Show us live. Show us live. That's how you can get full transparency of any trader. Any one of your mentors or coaches or anybody, if they do it live, shout outs to them, respect. But if they're saying that they did this last week and they just upload a video and say, I made $1,000 doing this, call them out on it. Say, let's see you do it live. Show us live. Come on YouTube, open up a channel and do it live. That's how, if I was following a mentor, I used to follow Steve Morrow. He was Beat a Market Maker. Everything he did was live. He showed you his losses. He showed you his wins. He showed you him smashing a computer. He showed you everything. It was done live, transparent, nothing, no bullshit, okay? That's how I learn. I learned from someone doing their job live. It's kind of like job shadowing. I want to watch you do your job in real time, not bullshit. Say you did this, you did that, you did this, okay? And now it broke for a new low. See, I'm talking too much. I'm not even managing my trade here. So now it broke, coming down. That's 75 pips in profit. If you guys are happy, do your thing. Do your thing. I'm going to do it here. I'm going to close out the remaining 20% down here. I am a happy person, okay? I've exceeded my daily goal with this trade and life is good. You guys are learning, we're winning. Subscribe to the channel, life is good. Okay, can we cut that? Yes, I'll continue to do this with you guys. I'm out of this trade. I'm out, guys. I took out my remaining 20% down at 75 pips. I'm happy. That's more than enough for me personally. I'm a scalper. I'm not looking to take this for 100, 200, 300 pips. That's it. I got my leg what I wanted, transacting deep in the green box. That's it. It's met my requirements. You guys are welcome to continue to hold. You guys are welcome to do your own thing. You guys got to look yourself in the mirror and figure out what works for you, and continue to respect that. Okay. So this trade is closed. I'm just going to write here, if we get any new traders coming on the call, that this trade is closed. Guys, thank you guys. Hit the likes on YouTube if you guys can. Put a W in the chat to let me know that you guys followed the assignment, and subscribe to the channel, guys, if you like this style of education. Okay, so that's basically, we got on the call. We did good. Sorry for all the technical shit that started. I had some issues with our session yesterday when we closed. My computer froze. I don't know what it is. I don't know if YouTube is timing us out. I have no clue. I don't even ask questions anymore. I don't even really give a shit anymore. It's to the point where it's getting so fucking frustrating that I don't even know what is going on anymore. Where they just shut it down at any times. I don't know, but I looked to see if it was my system. I took it in to the most professional computer guys, and they said it's nothing to do with your system. So I got questions about YouTube. And I call them out all the time on this shit. Never have any issues any other time. It's only when I open up YouTube. And when I opened up YouTube today, it wouldn't open up the chat. So then we were going to be streaming, and I wouldn't even be able to see your guys' comments or anything like that. So, but it got corrected, and we're back in business. Okay, guys? So you know why I closed down there. I don't need to keep, just talking about this. You got to do your thing, because you still have to understand that we still have a bullish candle. There's still a bullish candle, and we're trading in this zone, right? So it's been a nice, healthy pullback, but you got to respect this area too. Like when this structure, that started the double bottom right there. There was the double bottom. We broke out. Okay. If you look at this whole thing at the highest point of the day, now it's coming back down, right? So it could just come right here again, where this leg started right in there, and then start being really bullish later this afternoon. And then you're just going to give away 75 pips possibly to the market. Okay. And remember, pips add up. 20 here, 30 there, 50 here, 75 here. Yes, you're going to take a loss. You're going to lose 50, but over time, compounding and accumulating pips, those days when you lose are going to be controlled, okay? Because you're controlling your risk. And over time, it's like I use this analogy. If you live in Canada, you guys know what I'm talking about. Snow, right? We got a lot of snow. It's freezing outside. It's like minus 15, minus 20 outside. My car wouldn't even start. It's that cold. There's snow. When you start a snowball, when you're building a snowman with your kids, starting small, you keep rolling that ball, and that snowball will just pick up snow and get bigger and bigger and bigger to the point where you can push that and it will just move on its own. It will just continue to roll down a hill. That's like how you got to look at trading. Slow compound. And as you get more and more and more capital, your account will just continue to grow naturally. Trust the process. Unless you do something silly, it's on you. If you gamble, that's on you. If you over leverage, that's on you. Again, you got to look at yourself in the mirror, and that's something that you have to go through. I went through that in my life. That's where the real trader will come out. Once you overcome those demons and you say to yourself, I'm not fucking around anymore. I'm not gambling. I'm not over leveraging. I'm taking trading serious now. I got to put food on the table for my family. This is all I got. Take it serious. Because some of you guys that are playing games, it's just hurting you guys in the long run, and you're going to just take years and years and years to try and figure this out. I'm telling you right now, make the decision after today's call, and when next time you come in here, you have a different mindset, okay? And I'm telling you, it's to benefit you guys. I went through this, and it took me years to figure this out, and finally figured it out, and it can work for you guys, okay? So I'm gonna wrap it up right now because unfortunately, guys, I have a one-on-one with Justin at 1 o'clock. Justin, we'll take a break, 20 minutes, and we'll kick it off at 1 o'clock. We came in, we did our job, we came, we saw, we conquered, we got a good trade, we explained it, good education, we did our job. That's what a scalper does, in and out. You know, you come in, you trade for an hour, 90 minutes, hit your target, and get out. There's nothing left to do, right? So Justin, I'll send you out the private link, and I'll see you at like just 1 p.m. And we'll go over everything. And yeah, guys, I hope you guys had a great day. Don't forget, later this afternoon, swing trading day 2. Okay, we're gonna come in and check out our 4-hour charts on Tokyo at 6:30. Guys, here's a free Telegram channel that's pinned at the top of everybody for YouTube. Thank you, guys. BTC is making some moves right now. Thank you, Easy A, my favorite channel. When you spoke yesterday about the mental game, that really helped me. I've been struggling lately. Perfect. Then I hope that we can correct this and you can overcome your struggles. Okay, we've all struggled. Everybody here has gone through struggles in life, not just trading. Just life is a struggle. Life is tough. Life is not easy. But once you overcome the struggles, you're going to become a better man, and you're going to thank yourself for it. So continue, guys, working on this. It's a mental game. It's a very psychological. But once you overcome it, you're a new person. I'm telling you. And shout outs to Dave with the signals, with the live New Yorks he does. Coach Dave is on point. Guys, if you want to join with Dave, you're welcome to join with him too on the team. Myself and other of the Discord mentors that we have here. We have so many of them, and the Discord community is helping each other out. When we're sleeping, they're trading, you know, other side of the world. And just hopefully we can inspire you guys. You know, we can motivate you guys. That's our job here. Our job is to continue to help and show you that trading can be done in a mature manner. So it can be done, okay? We don't want to show you guys lifestyle, okay? That's been played out. Everyone does lifestyle. Everyone shows Lamborghinis. Everyone shows this, that, okay? We don't want to be about that. We want you to judge us on education and our live trading. That's it. We don't care what type of cars you drive, what type of clothes you wear, what type of this, what type of that. I don't give a shit, okay? I want to just know, are you guys learning or not? That's my job, okay? And if you guys want to be part of that team, we'd love to have you guys. Join us, StockSniperTrading.com. It's like a full faculty of like an academy of education here. And we're taking it further in the new year, where we're going to onboard some students and really go into the stock markets with some serious traders and really learn how the markets are really engineered, and learn everything. How a president can affect the markets, how global politics can affect the markets, how wars, how pandemics, all of these things can provide opportunities if you're there and you're educated and you're doing your research. Guys, if you're continuing to hold that trade, you know, you could be still in it. I don't know. I'm not. But as it's coming back up in that block, it's going back down. So this could be where the market is starting to break down. However, it could be coming up, you know, and breaking back out. But guys, I had a fantastic call. Thank you, guys. Please hit the like, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys later this evening for day 2 of our swing trading session. And God bless, guys, and be careful tomorrow in going into FOMC at 2 p.m. Notice our time tomorrow is starting at a different time, okay? So if you come to our website, live sessions, Dave is 8 to 10 tomorrow morning, and then we will be live FOMC starting at noon. We're going to go from noon till 3. So we're going to take our time analyzing gold, NASDAQ, and US30. Give us some time, break down, educate what is FOMC, and then we'll trade right up until 3 p.m. Then, unfortunately, I got to go grab my daughter at school at that time. But that gives us enough time to watch FOMC and see what happens. And then we have our final live Tokyo session for the swing trading this week on Wednesday that night, okay? And guys, hopefully you guys learned. Hopefully you guys dipped, had some fun with us, and enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you guys later this evening. Thank you, guys. Have a good day. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much for putting up with the technical difficulties early on the call, but we sorted it out. Hope you guys learned something. Congrats to everybody. I'll see you guys later during the swing trading session. It will be recorded, uploaded for you guys if you can't make it. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. in FOMC if I don't see you later on, okay? Have a good day. Justin, I'll see you just in a little bit on it, okay? Have a good break.
Recording stopped.
Hey guys, good morning, welcome to the live session of Stocks Number Trading. My name is Dave, guys, my partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US30, sell, okay? I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please, secure.